Hello and welcome to the Rainy Night Listens podcast. I'm Hailey.
And I'm Wyatt, and this is the podcast that you save for a rainy night instead of a rainy day.
All right, today we are going to be talking about the disappearance of Asha Degree. Before we get into her case, though, we are going to start with none other than Hagen's historical word of the day.
I know that guy.
I've met him before, actually.
You've met him?
Yeah, dude.
I bet that was cool.
It was dope. He's a dope fella.
4.
That's a pretty big word.
4!
3.
You ruined it.
You ruined it.
Asha Degree was born on August 5th, 1990, to Harold and Aquila Degree. She had one brother and was growing up in Shelby, North Carolina. Her dad had a job as a dock worker, and her mom worked in a factory building pianos.
Dang.
Both of her parents worked really hard to provide for their 2 children and did their best to have church, family, and school at the center of their lives. The kids would typically get home from school before their parents were home from work, so they would let themselves into the house, and it was expected that they would be either working on or completely finished with their homework by the time their parents got home. According to her parents, Asha was a very cautious and shy kid who would follow all of the rules and expectations that they had set. In 2000, 9-year-old Asha was in 4th grade and was getting ready to head into a 3-day weekend in the second week of February. On February 11th, Asha and her brother spent the day at their aunt's house because their parents had work. On Saturday, February 12th, Asha had a basketball game. She was known for being a great player and was actually the star point guard on her team. However, this game ended up being the first game of the season that her team had lost, and Asha reportedly took it pretty hard. But her parents said that by the time her brother's game had started, that she seemed like she had recovered and was kind of over it a little bit. So the following day, on Sunday, February 13th, their family went to church and then had a normal day together. Asha and her brother, who shared a room, went to bed at around 8 p.m. At about 9 p.m. that night, a car actually hit a power pole and knocked out all of the electricity to the neighborhood. And the power didn't come back on until around 12:30. Harold said that he went in and checked on the 2 kids, and he said that they were both in bed asleep. So he went back out and checked on them one more time at around 2:30 a.m. right before he went to bed himself. He stated that when he checked on them, that both of them were still in their beds. Sometime after Harold checked on them, Asha's brother said he remembered hearing her bed squeak, but he had just figured it was her rolling over in bed, so he didn't think anything of it, and he just
went back to bed.
Yeah, just went back to sleep. At 5:45 that morning, their mother woke up and started running a bath for them so they could get ready for school. She went into the children's room to wake them up, and when she got there, she realized Asha wasn't in her bed. So she went and searched the house, but didn't find her. She woke up her husband, and he suggested that they call the kid's aunt, who lived in the same neighborhood, to see if Asha had possibly gotten up early and maybe went over to her house or something had happened. When they called her, though, she said she had not seen Asha. Aquila, at this point, began panicking and ran outside and started calling Asha's name. She contacted the police, and they showed up at about 6:40 to begin their search for her. As the search was going on, her parents realized that her backpack was missing out of her room, and there were a few sets of clothing that were also missing. And so the news of her disappearance began spreading.
Yeah.
It was covered by the local news, and because of this coverage, 2 tips came in from people who were driving early in the morning, like that same morning. One person was a truck driver who reported that as he was driving down the junction of Highway 18 and Highway 180, that he saw a little girl walking down the side of the road. And the other tip was just a motorist, and they said that it was sometime between 3:45 and 4:15 a.m. when they also saw a little girl that was in a white pair of pants, a long sleeve white t-shirt, just walking down the side of the road. And they thought it was very odd that a child that little would just be walking around, especially at that time. And apparently it was raining pretty hard, so they were worried, and they flipped around to see if they could find her, and they ended up having to do 3 passes before they found her again. And when they attempted to approach her to see if she needed help, she reportedly ran away from them and ran down off the road into the forest that was off the side of the road.
I guess that, stranger danger, obviously run away, but it's also unfortunate she went to the woods.
Yeah. It's weird that it wouldn't have been called in either. I feel like if I saw a small child run away into the woods, I feel like I would
contact the police or something.
Yeah, just be like, hey, this is kind of weird, and but it's good that they did come forward, because the police were able to bring in search dogs to see if they could locate her. But due to the rain and everything that had happened that morning, they didn't pick up any scent, and by the end of the day, there was no sign of Asha. The following day, on February 15th, in a shed near the location that the motorist and the truck driver had reportedly seen her, police found candy wrappers, along with a pencil, a green marker, and a yellow hair bow. And Asha's parents confirmed these items as belonging to her.
Oh. Weird. Why did she even leave? I'm sure we're going to get to that, but I don't understand why she would just up and leave.
That's actually one of, the biggest questions in this case, is no one knows why she left.
Okay.
No one knows why she just packed up her things and took off.
Huh. Yeah, that's really weird.
Right? It's very, especially for a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
That's so little to just
leave.
Yeah. The search continued in full force for another week, but nothing else was found. The county sheriff urged the media to continue talking about her, but the search had to come to an end because no substantial leads had been uncovered. So, I guess in saying that, they still continued, looking for her and trying to find new evidence, but the grand search that had been happening was what came to an end, not an end to them trying to find tips or anything.
Gotcha.
The FBI and North Carolina's State Bureau of Investigation were contacted, and both agencies posted information about Asha to their databases in case anything came up. Based on what was missing from Asha's room, investigators believed Asha had planned to leave the home and had actually prepared for it in advance. It is deemed as highly unusual because, according to an expert from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, most runaways are typically around the age of 12 whenever they run away, but again, she was only 9 years old. And the FBI also pointed out that there really wasn't a good reason for her to have run away. She had a good home life, she wasn't doing poorly in school, and there didn't seem to be any evidence of an issue that could have caused her to leave. So, there wasn't any signs of family dysfunction, anything like that. But they still deemed her as a runaway because it explained her leaving the best, but they think that maybe after she took off that she got lost or got kidnapped after she had left the house. In August of 2001, so the following year, during a construction project that was going on off of Highway 18 near Morganton, which is about 26 miles north of Shelby, Asha's book bag, along with other items, were found wrapped in 2 black garbage bags. Yeah. The construction worker who found it said that inside of the book bag they had found items with Asha's name and a phone number. And so they called it in, and the FBI then took all of this evidence and began running analyses on it. In 2008, so 8 years after she disappeared, Asha's parents established a scholarship fund in her name and would host an annual walk from their home to Asha's billboard that is located where she was last seen. And the money raised from this walk is used to fund the scholarship and to help local students. And it's also to help bring awareness and keep her story alive because she's never been found. And so in May of 2016, after reinvestigating and re-interviewing all of the witnesses, the FBI announced that they had uncovered a new lead.
Oh.
They believed that Asha had been seen getting pulled into a 1970s dark green Lincoln Continental that reportedly had some rust around its wheel wells along Highway 18. In October of 2018, investigators announced that a library book called McGilligot's Pool and a New Kids on the Block t-shirt had been found inside of her book bag, and they believed that these were 2 key items of interest, and the reason why is because they didn't believe that these 2 items belonged to Asha.
Oh.
Yet they somehow ended up in her book bag.
Like it was planted or something, maybe?
Yeah, or someone else who was with her when she disappeared may have used her book bag or something. In September of 2024, so I guess it wouldn't be last year anymore because now it's 26, but
2 years ago.
2 years ago, the FBI executed a search warrant based on physical evidence and ended up taking a 1964 green AMC Rambler along with other items of interest from the location. So the location where they had executed the search warrant.
Gotcha.
Their warrant listed genealogical data, or DNA, as their evidence that was obtained from Asha's book bag, and listed 2 individuals that the results had pointed to. After the suspects were announced, a gentleman came forward to the police claiming that he was at a house party in the mid-2000s with one of the suspects, and claims that at one point she was visibly upset and highly intoxicated, and that at one point she straight up said, "I killed Asha Degree." He then reported that the suspect's sister told her to shut the F up, which he thought was wild because he said that normally that sister was always super calm and cool and nice to everyone. And he was given a polygraph test about the event, and he did pass the polygraph test.
Oh. Anything like they had hit her with their car or something and just tried to hide the evidence or something? That would kind of
That would
fill
make sense.
Fill in as to why they would have, if they did in fact I imagine accidentally kill her,
Mhm.
it would make the most sense that it was like at night and they hit her with her car or something like that.
That's true. I didn't think about that because that would make a lot more sense because um so I don't name the suspects in this episode
Yeah.
for a few different reasons. One is because Aisha is the focus of it. Like,
Yeah.
she's the one who I want to have the attention on and not on the people who may or may not have committed this crime.
Yeah, even be included.
Yeah, and then the second reason is because it's still an active and an ongoing investigation, clearly, because it's new stuff is coming up.
Out even 2 years ago.
Yeah. And so that's why I don't like name them, but that is crazy interesting because whenever I was reading it, they said that one of the suspects would have actually been around like 16 years old whenever this took place, like whenever Aisha disappeared.
Yeah.
And the other suspect was like an adult male who was staying with the family, but he passed away in 2004, so there's not really anything that, it's not like police can talk to that man or anything. But that would make a lot more not a lot more sense, but it would make a lot of sense if it was an accident.
Yeah.
And that's why she was feeling like that kind of guilt if this experience did actually occur. It would make sense that she would be feeling that much guilt about it and
be something that you spout off while you're drunk.
Yeah. Like, it makes a lot more sense that like a teenager accidentally hit someone on the road and then they panicked and hid her.
Yeah, and her stuff.
Yeah. That's an interesting take. I haven't heard that one before.
That's just all I could think of, because why else would it have even happened?
Yeah.
At least I hope. If it did happen, I hope it was an accident.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting too, because I guess I'll read forward onto this part. So in February of 2025, so just this last year, they executed 3 more search warrants and seized cell phones from the people they believed were involved in Aisha's disappearance. Investigators have now shared that they believe Aisha was killed and that her death and her body were concealed.
Oh.
And you bring up that point, that kind of sounds as though it could be taken as an accident too.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
people are dumb, and if they accidentally hit someone with their car, it's entirely likely that they'd hide their body instead of admitting to it. I don't know, that's just crazy and sad.
Yeah, it is super sad. The people who have been named as suspects, however, deny any involvement in this case, but one of them did take a polygraph test and was found to be deceptive on it. Which it's important to note that you can't use polygraph results as
it's not
hard
100%
evidence,
accurate.
But it is interesting that they were found to have been deceptive on it. As of right now, there have been no arrests made in Aisha's case, but it does seem like they have a few solid leads that they're working on. That makes Sorry, I just keep on coming back to it being like an accidental death. Like, it would make sense, like, a teenager's being a teenager. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on a rainy, dark night. If they were driving a little bit recklessly. Because in some of the stuff that I was reading too, it said that they, due to the age of the suspects, that they believed that an adult would have had to have helped them conceal a body.
That makes sense.
And so, yeah, I feel like that's a pretty solid guess at what might have happened to her.
Yeah.
I feel like I just keep coming back to, like, why did she even leave in the first place?
I know, it's baffling. Like, maybe it might be like as you explained, her home life was is that her and her brother were kind of independent. Not independent, like they were left on their own a lot,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't a bad thing. It's good that kids can take care of themselves, but at the same time, it can also lead to, like, I wouldn't say rash decisions like this, but like where they think they can take care of themselves because they've on their own. Like I in
Yeah.
no way would blame the parents for this at all, because it's, as a parent, you have to take care of your kids and you need a job. Like, that's just how it
Yeah.
is. That's just how it is. So it's like, if they were left to their own devices, to needing to, like, be able to, X amount of the day is them taking care of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
it's the only thing I could think of that would in any way justify her just up and leaving, is thinking that she could take care of herself. But it's no fault of anyone whatsoever. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, I don't think that's what it is, but if I had to try to draw a conclusion, it would be something along those lines.
Yeah. That's a good point. That kids like to feel like grown-ups, and they
Yeah.
like, and if she was feeling like independent or anything like that, that she felt like she would be okay because she had spent time by herself.
Yeah, or like taking care of her brother or something.
Yeah.
That's all I can draw as a reason, but I still don't think that's a good enough reason at all. That's why I'm so confused. It's like, no matter which way I look at it, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
So.
like it's weird no matter what. Again, just 'cause she was so little whenever she was packed up and left.
Yeah. Like,
Like
it was
I was
premeditated. Like, it's almost like, because the problem with things like school and even basketball games is that they have conversations that you're never going to know what they said.
Mhm.
And so it
And
very
so
well could be someone trying to talk them into leaving.
yeah, did she meet someone who convinced her to leave
Yeah.
and told her that her family couldn't know?
Yeah. Because that's a common thing with
Mhm.
kid
Like it was a
disappearances.
secret that as long as she left and didn't tell anyone, no one would get hurt. Like
Yeah.
something like that could have happened. It's just weird.
Yeah. There's just not enough to go on to be able to tell. It's just one of those things where you might know, they might figure it out, and they might just never know her exact motive for leaving the house. It's sad.
Yeah, it is super sad. But yeah, so she still has not been found. So if anyone has any information, definitely reach out to the proper authorities,
Yes.
because it's just the right thing to do.
Yes, and we've said this in, I think it was the Johnny Gosh video, but, like, don't feel too anxious to, if you know something, it's better to tell someone than to not. It could be the difference between life and death. Like, it's just, they're never going to get mad at you for giving false, like, if the information you give doesn't amount to anything, you still tried. That's all that matters. Like, and if it does amount to something, then that could very well be the difference between her parents seeing her again or not. So
Yeah, or at least getting closure and knowing what
Yeah.
happened to their daughter.
never feel like they'd get mad at you or you'd get in trouble for giving information. If they act that way, they shouldn't be authorities at all, and I guarantee you, if they're professionals, they will not treat anyone like that for trying to give information on any case. Not just this one, any case at all.
Yeah. But yeah. Thank you guys, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.